Alrighty, let's jump right in. We are standing right at the edge of a huge shift in how money works. I mean, it's all going digital, it's becoming programmable, and a lot of it is being built on these totally transparent networks. But, and this is a big but, this new world of digital cash comes with a massive, monumental challenge: privacy. So today, we're going to dig into that problem and a really cool solution.
No, seriously, just take a second and actually picture that. Every single coffee you buy, every bill you pay, that loan you took out last year, what if all of it was just out there on a public ledger for literally anyone to see? And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi thing. For a lot of the digital currency systems being talked about, this is the default setting. So what would that world actually feel like?
You know, to really get our heads around this, let's just forget all the complicated tech for a minute. Let's make it personal. A simple story is probably the best way to see the real-world problem we're talking about here.
So it's a pretty common scenario, right? A friend helps another friend who's in a tight spot. João needs some cash, he promises he'll pay it back, and Maria trusts him. It's simple, it's private, it's just between two people. But this is exactly where things start to get complicated. And then bam! Suddenly, this private agreement gets thrown into complete chaos because of public information. Maria sees João seemingly spending money on a party while he still owes her. Now, the issue here isn't really about who's right or who's wrong. The real problem is that when you have this kind of full, context-free exposure, it just leads to judgment, to conflict, and yeah, probably to broken trust.
Okay, and here's the jump. Now, just replace that Instagram story with a public, unchangeable, immutable banking ledger. The conflict we just saw, it gets about 10 times worse. Because now there's no ambiguity. The data is right there, in black and white. Every single transaction becomes a public story, totally open to interpretation, and more importantly, misinterpretation by absolutely anyone. And this is where the problem scales up big time. I mean, just swap out João for a small business and Maria for, say, a major creditor or even a competitor. All of a sudden, that personal drama we just talked about becomes a really high-stakes economic threat.
And we're not just talking about some theoretical risk here. In a completely transparent system, a rival bank could literally see your company's entire client list, your transaction volume, and then just swoop in and poach your best customers. Or competitors could analyze your cash flow to figure out your next big business move before you even make it. And for you personally, every purchase you make becomes another data point that could, frankly, be used against you.
So this brings us to the core challenge, the big paradox. These new financial networks, they're built on transparency. That's the whole point. It's for security, for auditability. That's their strength. But as we've just seen, total transparency is an absolute disaster for privacy. So how can you have both? How do you keep secrets on a public stage? This is the kind of paradox that even massive companies have been wrestling with.
Well, the solution lies in this little piece of cryptographic magic called a zero-knowledge proof, or ZKP for short. And it's an incredible concept, really. Think of it like this. You can prove you know a secret password to open a door without ever actually showing anyone the password itself. You prove that the statement, "I know the password," is true, but you reveal zero, literally zero, of the underlying secret data. And this is where the theory hits the real world. A project called Harpo takes this elegant, super powerful idea of zero-knowledge proofs and applies it directly to solve that privacy paradox we've been talking about in digital currencies. So how does it actually work? Well, it's this simple but totally brilliant 4-step process. Okay, step 1. You make your private transaction, just like normal. Then the system generates a cryptographic proof. That's our ZKP. Step 3, this proof gets posted publicly for everyone to see. And it confirms, yep, this transaction followed all the rules. But, and this is the absolute key, the proof contains zero information about who sent the money, who got it, or how much it was. The transaction is valid, everybody knows that, but the details, they stay completely secret.
This whole approach is so powerful because it delivers on 3 really key things. First, obviously, you get transaction privacy. That protects you and your business's data. Second, you get something called selective auditability. And this is huge. It basically means a regulator can verify that you're following the rules without needing to see every single detail of your financial life. And third, you get full consistency. It all works directly with the main system. No messy workarounds or complex sidechains needed.
You know, after all the complex theory and the elegant design,
The single most important takeaway is this simple statement right from the developers. This isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. It works. It's a functional, viable solution to one of the biggest challenges facing the future of money.
And that leaves us with one final massive question. We've seen that the technology to protect our financial privacy actually exists. It's here. But as our money is fundamentally being rewritten into code, the choices we make right now are going to define our economic freedom for decades to come. The tech is ready. The real question is, what kind of world do we actually want to build with it?